and pass. You tell the truth or I show the truth. That's as simple as it is. Tell the truth or I show it. Now, I made some videos that I planned on having them be private, and then weren't. And trying to set them to private didn't work. So I tried to make a video this morning and set to private before I made the video. Again, the first two times I realized it wasn't going to do the private thing, so I tried to not say no names and all that. But here's the thing, is that my boundaries ain't being met either. You tell the truth. Stop making excuses not to tell the truth. The reason you don't know nothing is because you don't look at nothing. You make it their word versus mine. You did that. And you want to make it your word versus mine, and I can't have that. But not being able to make stuff private means I gotta go down to Starbucks and set it private. I'm gonna get a call, I guess, in about an hour. Hopefully it shows up. I'm tired of people telling me about what good people they are. No, good people tell they tell the fucking truth when people's lives are at fucking stake. That's what good people do. They don't fucking try to bluster a disabled person with fucking bullshit. And that's what I definitely come to expect from every single person who I went to for help before Natalie was killed. Why? Because all of them blew me off. I'd love to be able to magic all of that up all at once for everybody to see. I'm honest, nobody else is. When I give you the opportunity to leave and save yourself save some face, that's probably what you should do. I'm giving that opportunity to you because I'm about to expose the shit out of you again. And I just wanted you to know that it's going to be very public because I can't just continue taking abuse because you're an excuse, no matter who you are. I've shown why you can't go to the clergy about this. Someone should have been there with me in every single one of those situations instead of me being taken in a back room and intimidated. That's not fucking okay. At no point in time did any of my friends care about my actual safety or my well-being. They cared about not telling the truth. That's what they cared about. As soon as somebody was dead, they all went, holy shit, I could get in a lot of fucking trouble. Rightly fucking so. And then there's the ones that just didn't give a shit. Straight didn't give a shit. Sure, pretty words, pretty words, pretty words. I'm being harmed. I need a friend or a family member to help me. Nobody's got time. Nobody's got time. Nobody's got time. You make time for what you care about. You know, I asked for the truth. That's what I asked for. Out of all of these people, just tell the truth. All right? Tell the part that I don't know nothing. Bitch, don't fucking play me for a goddamn fool. I already have it recorded. All these people want to tell me how they're afraid of the cops, how they're afraid for their families. Well, I was afraid for mine first because I had actual predators coming after me. Actual people assaulting me. Actual people threatening to kill my friends and family. You know how fucked up it is when the cops are helping fucking child molesters and rapists and fucking murderers get away with that shit? People wanted me to be guilty. That's because nobody cared. None of the evidence was ever shown in fucking court. None of it had to be. All they had to do was prevent me from fucking going. All they had to do was separate me from my loved ones, from my safety and support, to prevent me from seeing them in person, to keep me in a constant state of panic. Yes, I need love too. That's the thing about actually caring about someone. If you care about someone and they come to you for help, you don't blow them off, you help them. You don't hide the fact that they came to you for help when you've blown them off all that time. No, you don't get to do that. That is a horrible thing to do. Between doing the right thing and fucking tiptoeing on eggshells. All right, I better not say the wrong thing. That's exactly how I feel. Except I have to speak. I have to try to get help. Even if my words don't come together right, which they don't. I have to try to remember hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. I didn't have one friend, not one friend who would help me stop at the beginning, and it became a series of me going through the steps, going to the people who claimed they were my friends, going through the steps. I'm being harmed. I'm going through the steps. Nobody else is. Everyone else has excuses. They don't have the time. If you don't have the time, that's what you need to tell the cops. That's what you need to tell the public. And you do need to tell the public. I'm being harmed by the public because my name is slandered and shamed in public, and you don't like the things that I've had to do to try to get heard. Well, look at what happened when I went to you kindly and nicely. You blew me off like it didn't matter. When it became an extreme emergency, that was 6 years ago. It was an extreme emergency before Natalie was killed. Well before Natalie was killed. But it didn't matter. Nobody had time. It's not that I didn't try, it's that nobody fucking cared. After the fact, you know what? There's people that should have told the public the truth about their situation and involvement with Natalie. Not skirting around the fucking issue by trying to talk about every goddamn thing except that. When I'm trying to tell you what's going on, if you're a friend, you fucking listen. That's what you need to do. Not stop me all of the fucking time to make a fucking bullshit excuse. stop and listen. That's what I need you to do. I need you to understand the repercussions of your actions for me. The repercussions of your decision to look away. Your decision to say nothing. If you can say those things to me, you should have said them to the courts. The protocols that are on my paperwork here are what I have tried to follow since day one. And I have to go in every state, jumping through all of their hoops for stuff that is illegal as hell for them to do to me. But they only get to do it because you don't care. If you don't care, they don't get help. That's how it is. I understand you have real friends you actually care about. You actually go do things with. You actually bothered to find something out about. How many years have we been friends, and how much do I know about you? I get that my situation is complicated. You made it complicated. All of you. You made a simple thing complicated. You made a simple thing and did probably tens of thousands of excuses by now. There are a lot of you. This shit just ain't right. For me to be victimized because I am afraid for my family. Because I am afraid for my friends. And because of actual abuse in real life over this shit, I had every reason to believe that it was true. And I still have every reason to believe it's true. But if these people's friends and families were actually fucking threatened like they claimed, like I have shown overwhelming evidence of in their own voices, in their own screenshots, in their own words, their words. Of course they don't like that. And then they want to say it doesn't matter, it does matter. It does fucking matter. You guys all want to hide your small part, but your small part shows that my predators lied, that they committed felonies against me, and they were able to get away with doing that by separating me from my loved ones, separating me from my support network. Now, it's unfortunate that I couldn't make it go private. I was trying to make sure that I at least documented my expectations, but here's the thing, is that I have overwhelming panic attacks because of these people's behaviors. Do any of them stop and go, oh my God, if somebody fucking treated me like that, if I came to them for help? If any of these people took a look at the way that they've treated me and tried to look at it from my point of view after actually looking at what I'm going through, instead of, that's nice, dear, I'm sorry that happened to you. I can't do nothing, I can't do nothing. Excuse me, you can. And it starts by not passing the buck, by accepting your responsibility as a human being to your fellow human being. Your responsibility to the victims, not to a skin color, not to an occupation, not to a label. I believe in doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. A lot of y'all say that you would go to prison to protect your kids. I have been to prison to protect your kids, so fuck off. Don't bullshit me. I have tried to do this the legal way, but that only works if we work together, actually work together. If you actually tell the truth. Most of these people committed a lot of crimes, and you can see how they backtrack once they realize how badly they've screwed up. All they want to do is, all right, let's make a deal finally. Holy shit, Sean wasn't fucking kidding. He did save all the fucking evidence. Oh my God, I did say that. Holy shit. All right, I'll pretend. All right. This is what I'll do. I will pretend that I'm going to help him. I'll pretend that I'm going to help him. I'm going to pass him off to somebody else. Remain calm. Talk nicely. If you sound nice, people will think you actually gave a shit. Maybe it's not that way, but if it's not that way, then prove it. You're going out of your way to be completely ignorant of the situation, and that is the exact opposite of the reason that you go to friends and family. I fully intend on making this private. After the phone call, of course, I got my clandestine recording device ready. It takes about 8 hours to get all that stuff done and taken care of, especially on my slow-ass computer. I don't know if it is even capable. As long as we can get the recordings into court, they don't have to go up on YouTube. They don't have to go up on Facebook. I needed help. And there is an overwhelming quantity of things that it wouldn't have gotten out of hand like this if I'd have had a family member or a friend who actually helped. I had to pay my family and friends to pretend to help. Now this one is for elder abuse. The actual situation at the hospital is recorded. It's on my YouTube channel here. 11/19/2022 at 18:57. Now, they gave me the wrong paperwork, but it's similar, and that's unfortunate. It's misleading, and they keep doing this. When I call APS alone, yeah, they don't do their job. Someone needs to do it with me. It says the different kinds of abuse and neglect include physical abuse. A lot of people did that to me. It said this includes rough handling, threats with a weapon, throwing objects, pushing, hitting, hair pulling, force feeding, and improper use of restraints or medicines. All of the above. All of the above. Because Natalie Bollinger was killed. And my friends didn't care before or after to actually help. It was just pretty words and excuses. To this very day. Empty promises. There were a lot of empty promises. Are you going to see why this is important with family and friends as well? It says sexual abuse. This involves unwanted sexual contact that is forced or tricked. Yes, absolutely, on more than one occasion. Again, at the hands of law enforcement or others. Now the first one, law enforcement, but not just law enforcement, also my friends who I went to for help repeatedly, both before and after Natalie was killed. Throwing objects, pushing, hitting, hair pulling, force feeding, and improper use of restraints or medicines. I want to go over that one again. How many times has that happened when I tried to turn in my predators and I was unlawfully forced to go to literally those predators by name, by literally the institutions that I'm supposed to go to for help? Nebraska State Patrol, they should have done something immediately. They did not even try. Their demeanor and their words afterwards show that they didn't even try. They went out of their way to insinuate and to outright lie over and over again because I had to go in alone. And again, we'll go through the rest of these papers and why that's important. Me being sexually abused in the prison, that happened more than once. And it was never at the hands of the inmates. Now, when I started looking up what constitutes sexual abuse and sexual assault, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that they did that was absolutely not okay. And physically torturing someone and going out of your way to stage an incident and then hold court without them. I am not a felon. I never should have been sent to prison, and the county safekeep program is fucked. Now, once you realize I'm telling the truth, you go, holy shit. Until then, you pretend I'm fucking crazy. It makes you feel better. Emotional abuse. It says this includes verbal attacks, rejection, humiliation, intimidation, social isolation, or threats. Abuse may also include denying the person participation in decisions that affect his or her life. All of the above. Now, I want to mention that when I tried to turn all these crimes in, there are some of these that I'm not capable of doing. It's immoral. It says this includes verbal attacks. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I do that. I tell the truth, and I say it sternly and firmly, and from time to time even angrily. I tell the truth. I tell people exactly who did it. I tried keeping your name safe. It resulted in me being treated like I made you up. Fuck. It says rejection. No, that's not my style. But yeah, I've rejected some people. I've had to. I've had to learn to identify predators. I have had to learn to identify bullshit. Humiliation. That's what all of this has been. Trying to humiliate me. You can't humiliate me. You have to fucking... Somebody who gets embarrassed. That's humiliation right there. Publicly humiliating someone is different. That's the intent to humiliate them. That's where everyone went wrong. You can't humiliate me. I don't get embarrassed. It's not possible for you to actually humiliate me. It says intimidation. Yes, intimidation. Just like the rejection. Either you tell the truth or you leave. You are rejecting me as a friend. You are showing me that if there is something important that I come to you about, that you are going to reject me. You are going to throw me away. You're going to make me go in alone to police as a homeless and disabled male, where their protocols are harmful to us when we go in alone. And then you want to use the excuse of these places rejected me as your excuse to reject even the effort. What I needed from you, my supposed friends, was to tell the truth. Obviously, there was a problem for an entire year. Why is it every single one of my friends, or so-called friends, ignored that problem for over a year? Why did they ignore the problem? When it became a serious problem, They wanted to all look away. Well, I took a lot of abuse at the hands of Boulder Police Department from the beginning. That was well before Natalie was killed. That was all the way back in 2015. That's what Natalie saved me from. I'd gone to my friends. They were gonna help me. They were gonna listen. They promised. They promised. I said they might. And they didn't show up. I mean, I can spot bullshit, and that's your fucking problem. Social isolation. Yeah, that's exactly what telling those rumors did. That is exactly what Natalie Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger and Maddie Boa did by telling those lies. They forced me into social isolation through threats, harassment, and intimidation. What they did to me, they did by convincing others to harm me because they lied to these people. And no matter what, nobody wanted to listen to me. None of them even tried until after Natalie was dead. It says, abuse may also include denying the person participation in decisions that affect his or her life. That's why friends and family are important. These people know I'm not schizophrenic. But then when they get called out, because, of course, they never kept their word, well, now I have to worry that they'll say anything to try to hide it. Did I intimidate people? You goddamn right I intimidated them back. I give you guys a taste of what I have to take. But I want you to know that these people are nice. A lot of these people are nice. Some of them were just pretending to be nice because they were working with the Bollingers and they're fucking all that bullshit. That's what happens when you get your name slandered like that. People hate you and they will do anything to destroy your fucking life. Instead of you helping me, you blowing me off resulted in multiple people dying. You not coming forward and telling the truth resulted in me being treated like I was schizophrenic and delusional and like I made you up. A lot of people are pissed off that the evidence shows exactly that. Anything except tell the truth. Some friend you are, and that's the point of showing it publicly and recording it, is because, yeah, it happened. I'm not going to pretend it didn't fucking happen just because you don't want to fess up. My predators lied. The evidence between you and I shows that they lied. Hundreds and hundreds of pieces of evidence before Natalie was killed show that I was trying to get help. That I was reaching out to people. I was reaching out to the people I was told to reach out to. People were like, well, why don't you just talk to Natalie? I'm like, I'm being fucking abused, all right? She wanted to pretend that I'm a stalker. And now people are harming me. Well, Sean, you gotta understand, sometimes you're a little different. No, I'm always a lot fucking different. I'm not a bitch. I make strategic withdrawals, but you see that I take the sentences. When I'm guilty, I'm fucking guilty. But when I'm guilty of crimes that I'm repeatedly told by my friends and the cops that it's not illegal, but then I do it and it's magically illegal, well, what am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to say? When I went to my friends and family, they wanted me to pretend that none of it happened, and all of them have skeletons in their closet, and all of them have reasons why. Why is this thing not working so Now here shortly, it's going to be time for me to make that call. I don't know how well it's going to go, and I am afraid that she's just going to blow me off and pass me on to somebody else. It's cost me a lot of money that I don't have just to hurry up and wait, and it's been years. I mean, a good person would have told the truth years ago. And I really don't feel as if she's going to tell the truth. Just like I don't feel as if Laura Nelson's going to tell the truth, because she hasn't. She hasn't tried. Simple questions. Did I come to you for help? A lot of the people I went to for help, they finally admitted that I went to them for help, but how many times did they make a play for my penis beforehand? Morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
I'm sorry?
I said, morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
Yeah.
A coffee, 15 sugars, 15 creamers.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am. $1 first window, please. Routine is important. At least they talk nice to me, which is a lot more than I get from my friends most of the time. Mostly it's because I'm a customer and they have to talk to me. Alright. Here's your dollar. Oh, sorry.
Perfect.
Merci beaucoup. Perfecto. Primo. Grazie. Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle. Absolutely. This stuff kind of calms me down. Otherwise, I talk 400 miles a minute. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. That lady is really, really super sweet. I like her a lot. No, I don't mean boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't ever mean boyfriend and girlfriend. That shit's been gross to me since before I really even understood what sex was. It's because there's a lot of kids that I was locked up with that cut on themselves that were, well, most of them were so young they probably shouldn't even know what sex involves, and definitely and for surely did. That joke that people say, show me where the bad man touched you on this doll. Those dolls were actually used. I remember being in Fort Logan. No, it was Mount St. Vincent's. And down one of the corridors, they had the psychology office lady. She's got to come in from the state, and she's got to sit down with you and ask you questions, and she talks to you in a real motherly voice. And that's the problem, is that people want to start all of a sudden, I held back, and I learned my best to mask it. I learned my best to try to hide Tourette syndrome. I learned my best to try to hide autism. I learned my best to look normal and to try to not get a diagnosis, because I know how autistic people are treated. Once people know that they're autistic, it's all of a sudden everybody treats them like a retard. They don't know what's going on. They must not know what's going on, and you try to fucking play word games with them. Like, no, I'm not a fucking retard. Stop talking down to me like I'm a fucking dog. Either that, or you talk to me like I'm a puppy or a fucking infant almost. Like, holy shit, I'm not fucking retarded. Neither of those are okay. I'm a grown-ass adult. Talk to me like I'm a grown-ass adult. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is pretty important. I'm going to end this video because I got to pull out my clandestine recording device and record at least a few messages. Now, I tried do my best, but I also explained, hey, I'm having a fucking panic attack about this. There's no guarantee that shit's gonna work right. I'm overwhelmed. The more of this that gets stacked on here, the worse it is for me. If you have to beg your friends for help, they're not your friends. That's a pretty good word of advice. But these people are also witnesses, and that's unfortunate. Because they want to do everything except witness. Can I get a witness? You don't respect my boundaries, but you want me to respect yours. You won't fight for my rights, but you expect me to fight for yours. I don't fight for your rights because you fucking expect it. I fight for your rights because they're supposed to be my rights too. That's equality. But you don't want those rights from me. Those rumors that Matty Boa told resulted in me being socially isolated from the only home I'd ever known. Home. The only place I was ever allowed to be me. The only place where I could talk to people who I thought were like-minded, but the difference is, I'm not a selfish coward. Being brave is not the absence of fear. It's courage to stand in the face of it. When these people want to bully me into doing things the way that they want me to, which is what they do, they bully me and try to intimidate me into doing it the way that they want to do it. We'll do it the way they want to do it. 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 You know what that results in? My resources getting wasted, our time getting wasted, and me having to make a bunch of calls on my own and record them, and you're not going to listen to them. You're not going to be there for the call. So I'm going to get triaged out. That's why they mention those things in my court papers. All of these people who claim they tried making a police report, where are they? Where did they go? Where is their proof? Why did they tell me that they did these things if they didn't? Why did the police say that they didn't do these things? When it comes to hearsay, that's why I have evidence. It's not just hearsay, there's evidence of the things I'm fucking telling you. It's the sheer quantity of it that's killing me. Because every single one of you who claim to be my friend, I gotta show people what it's really like when you are a disabled and homeless male, what kind of friends you have. Those friends helped to socially isolate me. Those friends helped my predators to harm me repeatedly and did not care and still do not care. What they care about is hiding their name. Hiding their involvement. The fucked up thing is that, well, I've got nearly all of them have admitted to the things that I needed them to admit to. Evidence, actual evidence from the actual people that they did in fact tell me these things. They did in fact do these things. They did in fact say these things. Just because you're nice doesn't mean we're friends. After all these years, you could have gotten to know a lot about me, and you should have, because, like most people, I like telling stories about myself. But I also like telling stories of others, their heroics. Here's the thing about the Bible: through the entire Bible, it's flawed people, all of them, all the way through the entire book. A bunch of flawed and imperfect people who screw up a lot. And through the book, you read about people screwing up. Now, who are the ones that God calls evil, according to that book? It's the ones who do the things that my friends did. Why is Judas Iscariot so hated? And meanwhile, I still love all my friends because I'm a fucking moron. IQ of 172, and you'd think I'd be a Vulcan. No, I learn more about people than anything else because there's always people. I get to see what an actual friendship is like. I get to see what a boyfriend and girlfriend and husband and wife relationship is like, or a father and son. I get to see those things. I get to see what healthy relationships are supposed to be. Many of you don't have healthy relationships. You just pretend to have a healthy relationship. When I yell that your life is perfect, it's because that's what you project. Everybody trying to fake it till they make it results in a whole bunch of fakes who don't make shit. We the people. When it comes to preventing abuse, that's prevention. That's what I tried first. Prevention. Family and friends. Family and friends. If you're a family member or a friend, try to see the person regularly. Nope. Social isolation. Social deprivation. Obviously, nobody tried to see me regularly. Maddie Boa and Alicia Bollinger and Natalie Bollinger are the only three people who tried to see me regularly since I hurt my back. Maddie Boa, Natalie Bollinger, Alicia Bollinger. That's fucking it. It says get to know the staff who are taking care of the person. Well, multiples of the staff in places that I tried to turn in have been arrested for the things that I told you they did. And I told you they did these things before they were arrested. Well, except for, Michelle Quinn was arrested while I was in prison. How do you think an autistic male is going to do in prison? Especially when the sheriff that he's trying to turn in is literally telling everybody that he's fucking schizophrenic. Telling the hospitals, telling the other sheriff's departments, telling the other police, telling the judges. These people know I'm not schizophrenic. They're already aware. They're playing a game, and the game is to keep the evidence out of court. When these people try to blow you off, you need to know the laws. It says express any concerns you may have right away. A lot of these people express concerns to me. Did they express those to anyone else? How hard did they really try? Did they follow through? Did they half-ass it until they got an answer that, whether it's true or not, allows them to dip out? We have what's called a social contract. That's what our Constitution is and our Bill of Rights. That is our social contract. When that social contract is not being abided, it gets people killed. It says, express any concerns you may have right away and keep notes of the conversations. I kept the recordings. I was keeping notes, but the thing is that the human mind is flawed, and those notes give you a kind of a glimpse. But if you're reinterpreting things in your mind, which people seem to do, they tend to try to manipulate and warp what I'm saying and interrupt me so they could try to invalidate it. No, don't fucking invalidate me. You know I'm telling the truth. Instead of telling me that telling the truth isn't going to work, how about you try telling the fucking truth? If you don't remember, go back. It's in our messages. You can stroll through our messages and fucking read it yourself. Your messages that you sent. What should I do if someone is being abused or neglected? If you or someone you know is being abused or neglected, contact Adult Protective Services in the United States, any healthcare provider, the police, an ombudsman. But here's the thing, is that none of it works. None of this works without the key component, family or friend, to do these things right here. For me, it says a lot of stuff that I'm not capable of doing. Things I can't do for myself. And these people have been informed that I can't do these things for myself. It says be active in taking care of your health problems. I've been, but it's killing me to try to jump through all these hoops and not have access to proper health care. Even when legally required. Avoid signing documents or transferring money or property to anyone without first getting legal advice. I was threatened, harassed, and intimidated literally in courtrooms into signing illegal documents. So don't give me that shit. Nobody was there to stop them. Nobody was going to speak up about how wrong it is. Assert your right to be treated with respect and dignity. You know what happens when you do that? They make sure that they talk over you and don't stop talking. They talk down to you like you're a fucking idiot. The unfortunate fact of the matter is the things that people are pissed off that the police are doing to other people. Literally, I can show you that my friends did those things to me. My friends. People who claim to be my friends. You guys will speak out in general, but you'll ignore the victims. It says, cultivate a strong support network of family and friends. That's what social isolation does. It cuts me off from my family and friends. It cuts me off from my family and friends. This is literally what sends me into a panic attack. Because I am isolated and alone and easy to victimize. And because I am afraid, it is more difficult for me to mask Tourette syndrome. It is more difficult for me to mask autism. It is a lot more difficult for me to mask PTSD, which is what their excuse for abusing me is. Reactions. A family member or a friend. I haven't actually had one. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. I'm the victim here. What's horrible is being a victim of your own friends and family when you go to them for help. They take advantage of you until you have nothing, and then they tell you that you're to blame.